about being in this space versus there. Did you have much interaction with the COs there versus the COs here? Like, how have you found that experience to be?
No, I didn't talk to many people out there.
Okay. How about the COs here? Like, what would you say would make a good CO? Like, the ones that you're like, okay, yeah, that one's all right, or that one's good. Like, what are characteristics or qualities that would...
Just the way they treat us. I mean, I've seen them tell people, well, you're prisoners. We're human just the same. Everybody makes mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
So they say you're prisoners in a good way. Like, you shouldn't... Like, what do you mean when you say you're prisoners? Not like you're prisoners, you shouldn't have any rights? Like...
Well, like, I was working in the kitchen,
mm-hmm.
and we put the cake in a bowl instead of a bag because it had icing on it. Well, then the girl got in trouble for putting it in a bowl because it costs more money. And she said, well, the icing sticks to the bags and you can't get it out. He said, so you're prisoners, it don't matter. So, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, yeah, we are, but we're also sitting here to better ourselves. How are you supposed to better yourself if you've got someone sitting there pounding you down?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to pick yourself up? I mean, it wasn't me personally, but because I ain't had no problem, I stay under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you supposed to better yourself if you try to pick yourself up, and as you're trying to pick yourself up, you've got them pushing you down?
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's got to be really, I would imagine it'd be really kind of defeating, like...
frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Frustrating.
But, I mean, for the most part, the COs are pretty decent here. I mean, as long as you do what you're supposed to do and follow the rules.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay.
Because I ain't had no problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been here since April.
Yeah, that's good. It seems like there are some that are more...
They follow the book
Yeah.
to a T. And then there's some that just, it's more mellow, that just kind of lets things ride a little bit. But to an extent.
Yeah. Do you think that has to do with how long they've been here? I always wonder about that. Like, the ones who've been here longer, are they more or less strict, or not really? Is it just kind of personality?
I think it's our regular COs are more laid back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who are those? Who are your regular COs?
Taylor and Boyer.
Yeah. Okay. And Mr. Taylor, we've heard.
Mr. Taylor. We've heard good things about Mr. Taylor.
But if they're here, we know what we can do, and I mean, and we know that we're gonna have a laid back day. We can look at the CO. I mean, it's just where we wake up and we're like, has anyone been out to see who the CO is?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know if there's days that we all stay in our room because we don't want to interact with the CO.
Wow. So it's like you avoid it just to not have to deal with whatever the...
Because we know, we find out who you can talk to, and then who to wait and not talk to. Stay away unless you have to.
So you had said that this is your first child. Mm-hmm. What has it been like to be pregnant in prison?
You don't get very good medical advice.
No?
No. Every time I ask something, which my kidneys and my anemia and the pregnancy, all three have the same symptoms. So, every time I say something, it's because of the pregnancy. I told them my legs were hurting, the pregnancy. Well, I literally begged the OB to order me a blood test for my iron. My iron was low. And I kept telling him my iron's low.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no. Well, then it was.
So you convinced the OB to finally do the test?
Yeah. After sitting there for about 5-10 minutes, asking her to do it. Well, we just did one 2 months ago. Well, I need another one now.
Yeah.
Because on the outs, I was getting them done once every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't offer what you can get out there. Because,
yeah.
I can't take iron pills.
You can't take iron pills in here? Or just in general?
I can't take them in general, but that's what she prescribed me. She said I had to take them. So
So what do you do?
Because the state don't offer nothing else.
Mm.
So I take them, and then after I take them, I lay in my bed sick for the rest of the day.
Oh my gosh. It's so frustrating that that and then you probably would get in trouble if you didn't take the medicine.
Yeah.
Like for failure to comply or whatever.
Yeah. Then you get a ticket for refusing meds.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can't win for losing. It's just like, that's really the only thing I've had problems with is just the medical. And then they don't give you any information on the pills.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not supposed to take Benadryl because of my kidney failure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the OB keeps trying to prescribe me.
What for?
For allergies and pain. She said if I take Benadryl and Tylenol together, which they gave it to me before I got sick with Tylenol, and it is a pain reliever if you combine them. But my kidney specialist told me no, and I refused to take them, and they're still sitting in there. And every time I feel like I'm congested or anything, that's what they want to throw at me. I said, nope, I'll just deal with it.
It's so frustrating. I wouldn't have thought of that, but you don't have access to know what's even in the meds. But you're right. I mean, I imagine, do they just kind of give you a cup with the pills in it or something? Or
well, I have carry meds, and they give you a bottle.
Okay.
You'd get out on the streets, but you don't get no information.
Yeah.
You ask for information, they can't give it to you. And I'm the type of person that, especially after December.
Right, you want to know.
Yeah.
Because there was a deodorant that they sell here that says don't use it if you have kidney problems.
Wow.
That's crazy. I knew that because there's stuff on the streets that I can't use because of it.
Yeah. It's good that you know that. It sounds like you really do a good job of advocating for yourself.
But it's hard whenever they won't give you, and you think that they would. And then, on top of it, I had all of that with the pregnancy, so I'm triple high risk because of my age. To my age, my anemia, and my kidney failure. So,
I bet you're glad you're going to get to deliver on the outside. I mean, not that you wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't be at OSU anyway, but still, I bet that's...
No, I live in Ross County. So.
Sure. I just meant, you wouldn't deliver in here. You'd be at a hospital, but I bet it's, nice to know.
Said, well, he can come 3 days early, and then we'll just release you from the hospital. No, he can stay, and I'll just have him at home.
Yeah. I'd like
well, not at home,
yeah.
But not here.
In your home area. Yeah, where your people are. So, what, other than outside of the junky medical care, how has it been, how have you felt about being pregnant in prison? Have you processed the fact, that you're in prison and you're pregnant? Have you thought much about that?
Yeah, but I looked at it as I'm glad that I'm getting it done before he's here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That it happened when it did, so that I am done with this. I don't have to leave him.
Yeah.
And my first original out date was the 1st of the year. So I've got good days from going to grads. So it bumped me up to the 9th. So I can, and he's due the 16th, so it bumped me up enough to be able to be home. If not, it would have been a couple weeks, and his dad would have been able to get him. So, so I'm glad it did happen when it did.
Yeah.
It could have waited a little longer, but whatever.
Yeah. So when I say the word support, what is that? What do you think of when I say the word support? What comes to mind?
My family.
Okay. So you feel pretty supported by your family?
Yeah.
How do they show you that? What do they do or say that makes you feel supported?
I feel like I drive them crazy because I call them all day.
Yeah.
If I have a problem, if I just feel depressed, down, worried, whatever, I can call any of them. My sister right now, though, I can't call her as much because she's got my brother's 5 kids and her 3 kids.
That's a lot of kids. She's probably pretty busy.
She's in South Carolina, but she does answer the phone whenever I call. Most of the time. Because she used to a lot, but since she got the kids, it kind of narrowed down a lot. But I understand that.
Yeah, understandable. How about in here? Do you feel supported by anyone in here?
I have some good roommates.
Yeah. So what does that look like?